Starbucks' story began in 1971. Back then, they were a roaster and retailer of whole bean and ground coffee, tea, and spices with a single store in Seattle's Pike Place Market. Today, Starbucks is privileged to welcome millions of customers through their doors every day in more than 17,000 locations in over 50 countries. Starbucks has stores in 63 countries, where the United States is the nation with more establishments of that brand of coffee with more than 11,000. Canada is followed by 1,396 and China with 1,219. Mexico is a country in Latin America with more Starbucks stores and the 7th in the world with 402. In 2016, Starbucks reported a generation of $21.31 billion in sales and revenue, which is almost a $2 billion jump over what it reported in 2015. It's also consistent with the average $1-2 billion annual revenue increase it's had for the last few years. With the year-over-year of success, it can be hard to imagine a time when the company wasn't successful. Starbucks invests in superior quality products and a high level of customer service. The strategies used by this company are based on the experience of having a coffee, a buyer persona, and the emotional value of the brand and on belonging to a unique community. Starbucks has managed to create a community of consumers loyal to its brand, which makes them a benchmark despite its high price. And success is not a matter of chance, but is based on responding to unmet needs, and Starbucks has succeeded in examining the individual demands of each consumer. The scorecard system is a measure to keep to fundamentals. With it, the company can make an objective assessment of its own supply chain and that of suppliers. Weakness along the logistical current can then be addressed before they compound into a larger problem. A scorecard system is used to gauge its supply chain efficiency. 4 categories are assessed: safety operations, on-time delivery and order fill rates, total end-to-end supply chain cost, and enterprise savings that are the looks at cost savings from areas outside of logistics, such as R&D, procurement, or marketing. According to Peter D. Gibbons, Starbucks Executive Vice President of Global Supply Chain Operations, they have been growing so fast that they had not done a good job of getting the supply chain fundamentals in place. As a result, the costs of running the supply chain were rising very steeply. To control these expenses and achieve a balance between cost and performance, this chain made a series of adjustments that optimized its operation. At this point, it is important to say that in order to modify its supply chain, Starbucks established 3 main objectives: reorganize the supply chain, reduce the costs incurred to attend stores and increase performance, and lay the foundations for future possibilities of the chain. The first step in the transformation plan and in the search for the reorganization of the supply chain was to simplify its structure so that each task was placed in one of the 4 basic functions of Starbucks logistics: plan, supply, production, and delivery. After the functions of the supply chain were reorganized, the departments turned their attention to the second objective of the logistics transformation: reduce cost and increase efficiency. This is how the contracts that were signed were reviewed, the cost that the company was paying and the shipping prices, and they proceeded to break these items item by item instead of simply paying the costs. The benefits of this approach were quickly evident, since regionalizing coffee production allowed the company to reduce its transportation costs and lead times. This weren't enough. Once these new centers became operational, on days of operation of the plants went from 7 to 5. 2 attributes best associated with Starbucks are sustainability and quality. These are not easy goals to balance. Most companies put more weight into one over the other. However, Starbucks has found a way. Like other business giants such as Amazon or Uber, Starbucks leverages the latest technology to better serve its customers. Supply chain centralization and a focus on sustainability grants customers the knowledge that their favorite drink was ethically sourced.